Yesterday, we took a major shift in our series on the study of Joshua called Strong and Courageous. We went basically from a war movie to a land survey. That we're getting to the part in the text once we get to chapter 13 and 14 where God is giving out the land to his people. And as God is giving out the land to the people, there's something that God purposefully tries to highlight in Joshua 13 and 14, and that was the age of Joshua and Caleb. The text makes a point to mention in chapter 13 that Joshua was old. He even mentions it twice. And then we get to Joshua chapter 14 and we hear Caleb asking for his plot. And the plot of land that he's asking for is up in the hill country against a very strong enemy that has fortified cities. He's asking for the mountain. And the reason why he feels like he can ask for the mountain even at the age of 85 is he remembers back to a time when he was 40 years old and God was with him. And God delivered. And he makes a point to say that he's just as strong now as he even was before. What was about Joshua and Caleb that the older that they got, and they even saw their limitations, and it still did not discourage them. Well, yesterday we looked at the reason why they weren't discouraged is because they understood the one that was standing with them. And so we talked about yesterday that there's those three stages of life, right? That those younger years where you have energy and you have time, but the problem is you have no money. The middle age of life is where you have some money now and you have some energy, but the problem is you don't have the time. But then when you get to the older stage of life, that you have some time now and you have some money, but the problem is you don't have the energy that you once had. But what I want to encourage you to do is to look at the life of Joshua and Caleb and let it encourage you to know that no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, that we can be bold, we can be strong, we can be courageous. And it's not because we don't have limitations, we do, but we understand that the idea of possessing those promised lands, those things that we want to achieve for the Lord, those things that we want to do, really the possessing of the land is God's responsibility. It's up to ours to be obedient. And so what I encouraged you with to look at was because Caleb was faithful, his faithful final finish ended up blessing a future generation's initial start. Because, of course, the love of God and because of the faithfulness of Joshua and Caleb, that we fast forward to Joshua 20 and 21 and we see these cities of refuge that God had placed in these 6 different locations, places where people could experience justice, where they could experience mercy. And then there was also these 48 Levitical cities where people could go and experience connection through worship and hear stories about what God had done in the past and what God is going to do in the future. And so what I wanted to give as the action step yesterday is to give the encouragement for each and every person here at Madison to find someone from the younger generation that you can bless. And what I want to encourage you to think about is that as you pour into that person, as you encourage them, as you kind of look at them and be almost like a mentor figure to them, you might be able to see some blessings in this life from it. But as we talked about yesterday, sometimes as we have a faithful final finish in life, that we're blessing someone's start that we might not even get to experience. And so my encouragement for you is to find that person out there, to find that younger person that you can encourage, that you can support. And I promise you it's going to make a huge difference in their life. I hope you guys have a great week and we'll see you Wednesday.